Because people are really concerned, and what should the people do? For instance, believe the government that says that insurgents are defeated and maintains that attacks are right now carried out only on soft targets, as we saw in a mosque just this morning rather, in a mosque in Borno State. What should the people believe?
Well, people are bound to be, see, what would the people believe? They are seeing things happening. So they believe what they see. But the point I'm making is that we should also try and support government. Why not? I'm not government spokesman, but like I've said, I still don't agree with government that these people, this Boko Haram, has been defeated. If they have been defeated, then we shouldn't be where we are now. Don't also forget that we have two factions of this Boko Haram, the Shekau faction and this Al-Banawi. Fortunately for us, as I was coming in here, I saw online that the Al-Banawi faction of Boko Haram has claimed responsibility. And Mrs. Wakil, who they call Madam Boko Haram, fortunately said he has been in touch with them. And I think government should use that as a lead to follow up to ensure that these girls are released, because it's important that they are released, and safely too.
Precisely. Now that you've talked about the girls and trying to get them, back to their families, what do you think the government is doing now? Because it has said that it will extend this search to neighboring countries, we understand. But that particular situation played out when we had the Chibok situation that really didn't produce any results. Do you think, for instance, that we're repeating the same actions that we took in 2014 when the girls were abducted from Chibok in April, and we're still doing the same approach and strategies at this time? Do you think it's right?
Well, you cannot continue to do the same thing the same way and expect different results. It's easier to criticize when you're outside government, but when you are in government, you see that it's a different ballgame. The federal government, for now, has mobilized all the heads of services. The Air Force chief has relocated. The Army chief is there. The DSS, Minister of Information, everybody is there. That shows concern on the part of government. And I believe that since the search has been extended to neighboring countries, I also believe that our efforts should play a major role now by looking at area surveillance and see whether these people can be located. But I still want to maintain that as Madam Boko Haram has said, is in touch with them, and the safety of the girls have been assured, government should now mobilize him. Recall also that she was involved in the peace initiative during the past administration. So I think they should take it from there.
Okay, let's talk about Benue State now. Despite some warnings that we heard the governor gave of imminent attacks on the community, we had 5,000 residents of Chile Island in Mbatoho, in Makurdi local government area. They were sacked by suspected herders. This is a state that was meant to be protected by the police, and even had some structure that was deployed in that regard. Why do you think that this has happened again? This is no joke. 5,000 people sacked from their homes.
It's, like I said when we started, it's a very big challenge. You see, the issue of herdsmen, and when you call them herdsmen and attacks are made, people are displaced, you don't see anybody complaining that his cattle has been stolen or rustled, and you begin to wonder, what are the real aims and objectives of this group? That, I believe, is what government should concentrate effort to identify what these people are out for. It's not peculiar to Benue State. We have had attacks in Yobe, we've had in Adamawa, we have in Enugu, we have had in Ondo State. It's spreading. So government must identify exactly what is happening. How those who want to believe that people are saying that these are foreigners. Foreigners cannot come into Nigeria and begin to operate without the connivance and collaboration with the locals. I still want to maintain that. So the government should be able to identify the leadership of these herdsmen, if they say they are herdsmen, and see the link between the herdsmen or the gunmen, the terrorists, and the lookouts is very important.
To put you on hold for a minute or two.
To hazard a guest.
If you'll just allow me to put you on hold for a minute or two, let's bring in Ibrahim Abdullahi Yerima. He's the Commissioner of Police in Adamawa State. Thank you so much indeed for joining us as well. Tell us, what efforts are being made to restore calm in Adamawa after that attack, we understand, on Bachama village?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Adamawa is relatively calm now, and almost peace has been restored virtually in every part of the state. In particular, the Damsa area where this Goma attack happened. I want you to understand what happened in Goma and Borong is not a kind of, it's not a farmers headman clash. This is more of a communal clash. What happened some few days back was that the Borong people, Goma people found a dead body in a stream around the village, and they suspected that the person must have been killed by the Fulani in a neighboring village of Fulani in Shalang local government. There was attack, and because of that, we knew very well that it's likely there may be another reprisal attack. So we based some mobile police in the area since that time. But unfortunately for us, the day before yesterday, there was a reprisal attack by the Fulanis on the Goma people. Luckily enough, the policemen had come by around the area and were able to control it. Though there's some lives were lost, about 14 people, and some houses were burned. But now the situation is under control, and so far I have not got any report that will upset anybody. In fact, all the villagers who run away have started returning back to the village.
Oh, unfortunately, I'm really pressed for time, and that's just how much I can take from you. I want to thank you so much indeed, the Commissioner of Police, Abdullahi Ibrahim Yerima, for Adamawa State. And also to you, Mr. Mike Ejiofor, in our Abuja studios, for sharing your thoughts with us on this very troubling frost of security concerns on the nation. Thank you for talking to us.